where to go, not knowing what to do. And everybody I talked to said, what can we do? And I got an email from MoveOn.org. And they said, if you want to have a meeting in your area, have it, and we will make sure that we have people come. So I had the meeting at my house, not expecting anything, and all these people showed up, you know. And since that time, we sent over 80 postcards the first time. The second time we sent over 120. This time we have 140 to send. And we have called, we went to Washington to the March on Washington, and which was wonderful because the camaraderie was so fabulous and the people were wonderful and loving. And it was like we didn't feel alone anymore. We didn't feel like we were there by ourselves, and there were other people that felt like we did, and they were inclusive, and they wanted to include us with them, and we didn't even know them, and they still wanted us, you know. And so through that, we started doing these callings, and we were able to stop those lines from being able to be picked up. We even took the phone off the hook, which was wonderful, because we knew that we were actually doing something. When we went to Washington, the night that we were in Washington, getting ready to go to the march, we had been calling, and I got the 73rd telephone call that said done. And I said, this is fabulous. All these people are calling. And then they called and called. Paul Ryan took his phone off the hook because he got tired. Now they're trying to make laws that say that we are terrorists if we are protesting. And the reason that I put these two people down here for us to send the postcards to is because these two representatives here in North Carolina, and this is something we have to talk about because it's important that we deal with the legislators here in North Carolina and get them to act right. Certainly we can do national stuff, but if we don't get our state together, then we are not going to be able to make a change here. If we make a change here in North Carolina, which is one of the most prejudiced states in the South, we could be a guiding light for those people in the rest of the country if someplace like North Carolina can do it. And there's no reason why we can't. I used to go to the Quaker meeting house for years, maybe 2 or 3 years. They had 35 people. They kicked butt on a regular basis, 35 people. The people from prison walked there to get food, to get a place to sleep. This was an organization that did something because they were willing to get up, fill out the paperwork, send in the petitions, do something. You cannot say that you are about something, that you are somebody, unless you're doing something. If you're not doing anything, then you are not contributing anything. This is not my environment, because we have these different issues up here, which we're dealing with right now. And the reason that we're dealing with these issues is because protesting is wonderful. It gets stuff done. But it's just like when you're going to have money. You're going to have stocks. You're going to have cash. You're going to have gold and silver. You're going to have land. You're going to have property, because you're going to have a multiplicity of things so that if one doesn't work, then another one works. And right now, our Democratic Party is not at the place that it needs to be to advance the needs of ourselves, okay? They are not. And the real deal is that that's what we're here for. We're the gatekeepers. We're the people that are supposed to keep these people in line. We're supposed to tell them what to do, and they're supposed to do what we tell them to do. And they're not. And we are supposed to go behind them and make them do it. We pay for their underpants, their socks, their cars, their toupees, or whatever the hell they've got. We pay for it. So if we pay for them to be in these places, why is it that they're not representing us? Why is it that we can't get what we need? Every inner city in the United States has people that are young that have no jobs. If you don't have a job, then you're going to go rob somebody's gasoline station because you have to eat. Eating does not come after anything. It's the first thing that you have, and that is something that we should be guaranteed. young people are going to live. We're not going to be here. And so they have got to start carrying the banner. We've got to get these young people together. Now, a lot of them right now, I know, are over there in Matthews because several of them sent me texts and told me, I'm here, I'm going to come after, I'm finished. But they are showing up. Tuesdays, we go over to Tillis's rally at 12 o'clock. And we stand over there and we are talking to people and trying to make a movement that is good for everybody. Not just one part of the population, but everybody. And that's what we need. Because when we decide to take people out and say, okay, white people are better than black people, or brown people are better than red people, then what we have done is we have negated what is good about us, the diversity. The diversity is what brings the betterment for our whole society. And without that, what we have is we have something that isn't full. It's just partial. And we need the full ball wax. Now, women's rights. I want to have you come up, if you can, in a few minutes. I want her to talk about women's rights because we have a situation on Latrobe, which is here in Charlotte, where the Planned Parenthood is. And we have women that are going there for abortions or other needs, and there are people protesting there, and they are guiding them away from the site. So you miss your appointment for your abortion, you may not be able to go for 2 or 3 weeks later. Guess what happens? 2 or 3 weeks later, it's too late. It's too late. But these are people who are there, and they're maligning the people. They're coming up in their face. They are being exclusionary. In my feeling, I don't want anybody telling me what to do with my body. Okay? I'm the one that has to deal with it. I'm the one that has to deal with my conscience. I'm the one that has to say, okay, is this right or wrong? That's no one else's business. But these people over there now are making it their business, and that is hurting a lot of people because some people have life-threatening diseases, and if they don't have the abortion, then they could very well die. This is a completely different thing, and it doesn't just go to women's rights as far as health is concerned. It's jobs, and women don't get the same salary as men get. You can go into a room and you can be more educated than a man. I was at my house, and I was standing at the door, and I had a man come over to give me a bid on a painting, and he comes in and he talks to the man standing next to me. I said, well, why are you talking to him? He is this far. I mean, what are you going to say to? Why are you came because guess what? These kids do not have any business living with us after a certain age. Okay?
That's right.
I do not want to invite mine to come home. You can have them. You can have them. This is what we have to do to provide a living for these kids to make their own way. Otherwise, they're going to be extended families and there's going to be problems. When the robin is ready to leave the nest, boom, gone. Get out. It is time to fly. Because then when you fly, you can think for yourself. You're not waiting for your parents to say, well, this is what you should think. You're able to be inventive and have your own concepts of what life's about. And that's what makes us good. That's what makes us good. And that takes courage. The last one, government ethics and accountability. They tried in Washington, D.C. to completely stop the ethics community altogether. They didn't want it. They didn't want oversight on any of these laws that they're trying to bring into being. You can see these people here, this John Fairclough and John Torbert, what they're trying to do is make protest a criminal offense. So when you go out into the road, how can you have a protest if you have a lot of people and you don't block off any roads? You don't block off any intersections. And they are saying that you're going to be a criminal. Now this is our right, our freedom to be able to protest. This is what we get under the Constitution. You know, that's one of the things that the ACLU is dealing with now. We've made a liaison with them to be able to send young people over there to work with them. They are fighting so that this is not going to be criminalized, that we can protest. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to. Okay? Now, Tyler's going to come and speak to us for a few minutes about minimum wage. He's one of our young people. He'll tell you about his organization. And basically, I know him well because we're out there on Tuesday together over there at Tillis's office, and we are, trying to make a change in the world. So